So a couple days ago, I broke my camera, vlogging in the rain. Hands down, not the best decision I've ever made, I think. But today, I finally got it back. And I have some good news, but I got some bad news. So a couple days ago, broke the camera, vlogging in the rain, yada yada, sent it to the repair place. Problem was my decision to vlog in the rain, in heavy rain, very heavy rain, with the hopes of capturing the daily video. But I risked my main camera trying to get it. So this camera right here in my hands, this is my main camera. This is the Canon 80D. This is a camera that was released, I think, 2 or 3 years ago by Canon. It was their sort of top of the line APS-C or crop sensor camera right next to the 7D Mark II. If you wanted to do pictures and video on a budget but still be able to capture high quality images and high quality video, the Canon 80D was your go-to camera. All around, this camera was amazing. For pictures, this thing was great. I could shoot 7 frames a second at the highest burst mode. Video, this thing could do 60 frames a second at 1080p, which was awesome for slow motion. Now this camera is weather sealed, but to a point. Now weather sealing does not mean it's a waterproof camera. It doesn't mean I can dunk it in a bucket of water and it's still gonna come out fine. No, it means that there is a layer of rubber or some kind of coating underneath of the external shell here that protects from mist, sand, snow, water, whatever, but to a certain degree. It's not totally waterproof. If that makes sense, it's not indestructible. It just has an extra little line of defense, but not completely indestructible. We'll get to the outcome of this camera here in a second. This was my first real step into photography, was buying this camera and really getting serious about it. This camera was phenomenal for stepping outside of taking pictures and dipping my toes in making videos. And I've used this thing for all kinds of gigs. Pretty much everywhere that I've been that I could take a camera in the past couple years, this thing has been with me. And recently, since I've been doing a daily vlog, I've been using this camera every single day. And I've been using it to its fullest extent more lately with the daily vlog than when I was doing, you know, weekly or bi-weekly videos back in 2018. Now we bring ourselves up to the events of the other day, when I was really pushing the limits on this camera, and I pretty much broke this camera. Problem was, got a little too much water on the inside of it, and then it was starting to act funky. Took out the batteries, took out the SD card. I waited a little bit for it to dry off and put the battery back in, and it kept giving me these error messages. I thought, oh crap, I need to take this thing to get it repaired because I probably broke it. Went ahead on down to a local electronic repair shop. They held on to it for a couple of days. They put this thing in a drying oven for several days to essentially evaporate any moisture out of the internals in this camera. And then we talked today, and they said, your camera can turn on, you can come over and pick it up. I said, awesome. So I immediately hopped in the car. I was super excited. I brought a lens with me. I brought the Nifty 50, great lens. We'll do a video on it in the future. Get to the shop, I'm there, say hi, I'm here to pick up the camera. They bring it out, and I was super excited. And then one of the employees says to me, here's your camera, there's just one thing. And immediately I was like, huh? So they told me that the drying oven was enough for it to get all the moisture out of the camera so that it could work. So I could turn it on, I could take pictures, I could change my aperture, adjust my ISO and shutter, whatever. Pretty much all the functions that I need to do for photography, it could work. And then I was like, okay, what about video? So real quick, I tried to flip to the video. So it let me flip to that mode, but there was one crucial step that was not working. And it is the absolute selling point of being able to create video nowadays. The flip out LCD. Usually the LCD is what turns on and is what allows me to see my image and whatnot. However, I don't get a display out of the LCD screen, which is the problem here. I can still take pictures, great. I can still record video, good, but I can't see what I'm recording. And most of my work nowadays requires video. It doesn't require photos. And even if I was paid to do photos for a gig, it is a huge risk if you're taking pictures somewhere and you can't see what your pictures are going to look like. Now, granted, that's what film photography was for the longest time, and film video, that's what it was. We're living in a digital age. So the LCD screen is extremely crucial to me taking pictures, and very, very crucial to me recording video. And if I can't see either, if I'm hired to do a job, or even if I'm shooting a vlog, if I can't see that, how do I know if I'm getting the right image? How do I know if I'm getting the right shot? I don't. So bottom line, the camera works, it's fixed, it's fine. However, not to the extent that I need it to work, and not to the extent that I was hoping it would be fixed. Now, it's nothing on the people that repaired the camera. They did everything that they could to repair this thing. Hell, they got it to turn on, which I was amazed. I thought I fried the camera. If I can't use this LCD screen, there's no point in me really using this camera. I can still take pictures, yes, that's fine. I'm very fine with taking this thing out for an afternoon and kind of just leaving it up to chance and see whatever pictures I bring out from a shoot, but that would be for fun. I wouldn't do that for client work. I wouldn't do that for a paid job. I certainly can't use this thing for video. If I can't see the display on the LCD, I can't use this camera. I think that this camera has served its purpose. I think that it has done a fantastic job of keeping me moving with photography, and I think it's done an amazing job with getting me into video and helping me create videos. When you think about all the stuff that I've created just using this camera, it's done a lot within the last few years, and this thing is like starting to come apart right here on the grip. The tab right up here on the top is gone. There are 3 dead pixels on this sensor that have been the absolute bane of my existence, but I chugged right on through it because I knew how to get rid of those in post, but I still used this camera because it did everything that I needed to do. If I could recommend this camera to anybody, I totally would. Is it a viable option in 2019? Definitely. What's gonna happen probably is the Canon 80D is gonna have to be retired. Unfortunately, that video the other day is probably the last video I will ever shoot on this thing. Will I try to get the LCD repaired? Possibly. Maybe I'll do it on my own, I don't know. To close everything, because this is probably gonna be a long video, I'm trying not to keep it more than 7 minutes. What does it mean for this camera? Well, it's done. I'm retiring the Canon 80D. It has done the job that I hoped that it would do, and more, over the last 1.5 years that I've had it. In all essence, if I could get another one of these, I would, but I think with the direction that I'm heading as a photographer and as a videographer, I think I'm ready to move past the Canon 80D. So what's the next step for this? Well, looks like I'm gonna have to get a new camera. I'll see you guys tomorrow.